All right, guys. Now, before I get started here, have you ever wondered what my current sports betting record is? Well, you can access that info right now for free by going to brockpage.com. My current personal bet record is located at the bottom of the homepage. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to the video. My name is Brock Page, and I do sports picks for free right here on YouTube. I also sell my personal bets at brockpage.com, and I have packages on that website starting at just $1.99. Now, if you want to access today's $1.99 daily best play, the link for that bet is in the description section below. I currently have over 850 members who are signed up and active on that website right now. And if you want to know what the difference is between what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my website, I'll talk a little bit more about all of that at the end of the video. But with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some NBA playoff action. We're going to start off with the Jazz taking on the Mavericks, and that's going to be a 1 o'clock Eastern tip-off on Saturday, April 16th, 2022. Now, Utah is -5 with the total at 209.5. Now, the Jazz covered in 3 out of their last 4 ball games, and they also got the W in 4 out of their last 6. Utah is also the best rebounding team in the game right now. They're leading the entire NBA in defensive boards per contest, and they're also in the top 3 in offensive rebounding as well. Rudy Gobert is grabbing nearly 15 rebounds per contest, and he's also averaging 15 points a game offensively. Meanwhile, Donovan Mitchell, he's scoring over 25.5 points per contest himself, along with 4 boards, 5 assists. And when it comes to shooting the basketball, the Jazz are actually one of the better teams in the West in offensive field goal percentage. They're taking on a Dallas team who's going to work here without Luka Doncic, or at least it looks like it. More websites than not have him confirmed as sitting out, although a few other sites say he's extremely doubtful, but I don't think he's going to play. He's got that bum calf right now. And even though when the Mavericks are mostly healthy, they really aren't built for a track meet. They currently find themselves in the bottom 10 in home scoring, and they're also amongst the in the bottom of the barrel in shooting from the field at home. Now, when it comes to rebounding the basketball, the Mavs will most likely get dominated under the boards as well. These guys are currently in the bottom 5 in the NBA in home offensive rebounding. Now, injury-wise, once again, Luka Doncic, he's really banged up. A lot of places have him listed as out. Maxi Kleber, he's also listed as questionable as well. When it comes to the total in this one, 3 out of Dallas's last 5 home games fell under the posted number. As a matter of fact, these guys have gone 30-11 to the under in all of their contests at the American Airlines Center. Meanwhile, the Jazz on the other side of things saw 4 out of their last 6 road games fall under the total themselves. 61% to the under in all of their ball games away from home this year. I'm going to lean toward Utah -5 and the under 209.5. Next matchup, it is going to be Timberwolves versus the Grizzlies, 3:30 p.m. East. Memphis is -7, totals 235. And aside from losing 3 out of their last 4 to crawl across the finish line there, Memphis has had some serious issues shooting from the foul line this year. The Grizzlies actually find themselves in the bottom 3 in offensive free throw percentage. So if I was Minnesota, I'd start hacking. Now, Memphis also tends to break down defensively late in ball games as well. Not a lot of people talking about this, but just keep in mind that Memphis is currently in the bottom 10 in both third and fourth quarter points allowed. So once again, these guys giving up a lot of points late in games. And of course, that's a bad formula because they're taking on a Timberwolves team who likes to put up points themselves. As a matter of fact, these guys are leading the NBA in offensive points per contest, and they're also in the top 10 in shooting from the field on the road. And of course, Karl Anthony Towns, he's scoring over 24.5 points a game, along with 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Now, the big man's also drilling 41% of his three-pointers this year, so he's a threat in the paint, he's a threat mid-range, and he's dangerous shooting from three land. Meanwhile, teammate Anthony Edwards, he's scoring 21 points a game himself, along with 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And when it comes to shooting the three ball, the Timberwolves are amongst the better three-point shooting teams in the NBA on the road. Now, injury-wise, Prince is questionable for Minnesota. And when it comes to the number, 7 out of Minnesota's last 10 contests got over the posted total. They're also 30 and 11 to the over in all of their road games. Meanwhile, Memphis saw 5 out of their last 7 at the FedEx Forum get over the posted total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Minnesota plus 7, keeping this one close in the over 235. Next matchup, Raptors versus the Sixers, 6 o'clock Eastern start time. Philadelphia is -5 with the total at 216. But despite being favored by a couple of buckets in this one, the Sixers have actually had a tough time covering the number at home this year. These guys covered in only 17 out of 41 contests at the Wells Fargo Center, and that's good for only 41% in that particular category. And in addition to ranking in the bottom 10 in the league in home scoring, the Sixers have had significant issues grabbing offensive rebounds. Philly finds themselves in the bottom 3 in the association in offensive boards per game. Now they're taking on a Toronto team who actually does a nice job of rebounding offensively themselves. Toronto's currently in the top 10 in the NBA in offensive boards per game, and they've also done a real nice job covering the point spread away from home. Toronto's covering in over 63% of their road games this season, and they're led by Pascal Siakam, who's scoring over 22.5 points a game, along with 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Meanwhile, Freddie VanVleet, he's done a real nice job shooting the three ball this season, and he also averages 20 points a game as well. And when it comes to defensive play in this one, Toronto is actually amongst the league leaders in fewest points allowed per game on the road. Now, total-wise, Toronto saw their last 2 straight fall under the posted number, 24 and 17 to the under when they travel. Meanwhile, Philadelphia has averaged only 106 points a game in their last 10 meetings against Toronto. So if you're into historical trends, you certainly want to think about that one there. As far as this season's concerned, Philadelphia is 23 and 18 to the under in their own building. I'm going to lean toward Toronto plus 5. And the under 216. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. It is going to be Nuggets taking on the Warriors, 8:30 p.m. East. Golden State's -7, totals 223. And even though the Warriors are getting Steph Curry back in the lineup here, he's going to be in limited action. At least that's what Steve Kerr said. And this is a team who's actually done a pretty lackluster job of covering the point spread at home against Western Conference opponents. As a matter of fact, the Warriors are covering in only 50% of their home games against Western Conference competition. And they're actually taking on a Denver team who plays their best basketball on the road. Denver currently leads the NBA in guarding the three ball away from home, and they're actually amongst the better defensive rebounding teams when they travel. Now, offensively, on the other end of the court, Nikola Jokic is dropping over 27 points per contest, along with 7 assists and nearly 14 boards. Meanwhile, Monte Morris has been dangerous from three land this year. He's making 40% of his three-pointers, and he also scores over a dozen points a night. Now, when it comes to shooting the basketball, the Nuggets currently find themselves in the top 3 in the NBA in offensive field goal percentage. Now, injury-wise, Campazzo's out for the Nuggets, and when it comes to the total in this one, 7 out of Detroit's last 10 meetings with Golden State fell under the posted number. So once again, if you're into historical trends, plenty of unders to go around. And now Denver also saw unders more recently against the likes of Charlotte and Oklahoma City. Meanwhile, Golden State on the other side of things, they are 26 and 15 to the under in the Chase Center. And that's good for 63% in that category. I'm going to lean toward Denver plus 7. And the under 223. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. Powered to you by my website at brockpage.com, where we have packages beginning at just $1.99. I like Utah -5, under 209.5. Minnesota +7, over 235. Give me Toronto +5, under 216. And with my next and final free pick for the video, I'm going to lean toward Denver +7 and the under 223. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on brockpage.com. If you guys do end up getting a membership here today on my website, just keep in mind you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. I always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. And guys, if you want to get access to every single bet that I give out on that website, you're going to want to sign up for my board member tier package. Now, guys, you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my website. Well, guys, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side, and total. And what I do on brockpage.com is actually share with you which one of those free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Friday or Saturday to you, depending on when you're watching this. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.